Hey everybody, Maria here, fourth dimension. Welcome to a new week. Early morning. Getting a collective readout. Tell me about the energies and what's going on in the collective right now. What are people dealing with? Lifestyle. People are looking at their lifestyle. The card says, in the closet, secrets, down low. Somebody's facing some concerns they have about secrets coming out. I just work here, y'all. I just work here. Tell me about this lifestyle. What other messages want to come out? Communication. Somebody needs to communicate something. Approach, maybe a voicemail, awaiting a text. The messages I'm getting is more of a partying lifestyle as well as open partners. There is justice in this communication. I need two more. Signs. I feel like you've been getting downloads. You've seen the signs, maybe telepathy. You've been getting warnings. I feel the need to tell you that it might be somebody that, I don't know, I hear divorce court, somebody's going through a breakup, and the signs are out, like you might even be dreaming of them, or you're getting awakenings as to what the real issue is. You might be married to this person, and this person might prefer a different sex. Somebody may even come up saying they're pregnant, or false pregnant, or a third party might be pregnant. Yeah, listen to your dreams. Dreams are out again. Tell me more. Not the reading I was anticipating. I'm tapping into a relationship where I felt like it was a closed relationship, and now there's like other people coming into this party or this relationship, and multiple people are kind of forcing themselves. It's almost like if I was with someone and we were a couple, and all of a sudden other individuals are coming into this relationship that I'm becoming like privy to. And then all of a sudden there's a pregnancy or rumors of a pregnancy. If you're a male, that might be alarming. You're trying to do the math. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to do, wait a minute. wait a minute. I don't know if that's, the math ain't mathin'. It might be reason for justice or possibly court. Tower. This is all coming down as a shock. Secrets are out. Communication. The secret's out. Somebody might be pregnant with somebody else's baby. That's kind of what I feel, is a third party might be sharing with you that they might be pregnant with somebody else's child, or they try to entrap you and say it's your child and you might not be able to have kids, or that's one message, or somebody else's child. I mean, they just planned it with somebody else. This is an upright deck. I don't know what's going on here. This is King of Wands. No, King of Cups in the reverse. There's no love left. Oh, this is not good. This is like narcissism. I get the sense that somebody held back their love. They were cold. And it's justice. It's almost like you pulled your energy back, or I almost want to say the pregnancy was retaliatory for you playing games, or it's like somebody was manipulative with energy. Somebody was like, well, you pulled your energy. Somebody played cat and mouse, right? There's a cat and mouse energy prior. So if you two were kind of petty, back, forth, run, chase, cat, mouse, you know what I'm saying? And then in somebody didn't chase somebody, and so somebody chased somebody else in a different direction, and they got pregnant. Now it's a permanent placement. The male, whoever is a masculine, is permanently stuck in the cold. They're left out in the cold. They're pulling way back. The game's over for this person, which is justice, I feel. I feel like if this was a twin, it might have been a twin flame. I kind of get Libra. I kind of get Gemini. Could be an Aquarius. I could get Virgo. But that's the vibes I'm getting. But the signs between these two individuals, it could be a Cancer because of the cups. Could also be a Pisces, I suppose. It's almost like the vibe I get is, well, the game's over now. Somebody's up in their head. I feel like the feminine is up in their head and the male is walking away because of, or vice versa. And this thing's over. Somebody wants to go back and play. Or maybe it was a lie, the pregnancy's a lie, or it was supposed to get this person in their head and say, well, if I pretend I'm pregnant, they'll come rushing back. I don't know. And again, I'm reading for a few folks here. Whatever this person tried to do to stir the pot, to evoke emotion, a panic, it didn't work. It just worked in the opposite. It pulled this person's energy way back. Again, I don't know how this affects you. Maybe you're on the peripheral. Maybe you're the King of Cups in the reverse. I just want you to know it's an awakening. This is an awakening for some folks. Ace of Wands in the reverse. There is no love here. There is no passion left. This is an awakening. The lifestyle's got to change. This is an upright deck, right? And these are all in the reverse. It's Temperance in the reverse. Too much partying. This thing's imbalanced. There's several things are imbalanced. Okay. I can't even begin. So the universe is saying, you keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Continue to do what you're continuing to do, and the penalties remain high, and they will continue to rise. Karma will continue to grow. You will continue to build it. The debt will continue to grow. I don't know what else to say. It will just continue to pile. The charges will continue to pile up. This is painful. If you think this is painful, wait till the next chapter. That's what this means. You think this tower sucked, wait till the next chapter. Something must change. You must pivot and adjust. You must pivot and adjust. You must, this is what this energy means. So the lifestyle being the first card out with a tower is, look at what the lifestyle, the choices are. You're getting dreams for change. You're going to have to go into recovery mode again, and it fell under communication hermit in the recovery. So the recovery is not just look at this one instance. You're not just picking the person. It's not just the skin suit. It's the lifestyle. I don't know who I'm reading for. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. You've already been getting signs. Your ancestors are at work. I think you want to make it granular about the person. You want to make it about the human, and your ancestors are like, okay, you can do that. You can focus on the human and really microscopically, vomit all over that human being's behavior and make it about them. Or you can elevate a little bit and look at the whole situation and see a pattern here of choices that you've made, and you're consistently pouring into empty cups. And you might want to change that. You're wasting a lot of energy on other people. You might want to just pour back into your own cup. I just work here, y'all. 5 of Swords. Sorry. This is defensive energy, angry. You're angry and you're defensive. And that's what the signs under the signs, and you're angry and defensive. You're unhappy, you're miserable, wishes are not fulfilled because of the effery and the mind games. And that's what the Five of Swords is, mental manipulation and games. And you're looking at this whole situation in a different perspective. Yay! You're looking at it from a different perspective. You're not victorious. You're stalling all communication. And it's because you're looking at it from a different perspective. The Queen of Pentacles, this might be a wife or somebody you saw long term. The Queen of Pentacles in the upright is typically a wife, somebody you're committed to. Now you're breaking all, I feel, commitment because of the betrayal. I'm going to just use that word. I have no idea if this is accurate, but I like accuracy as in far as commitment. Let's put it that way. But I feel like if you were ever going to commit, this would have been the person. I do want to check you for your level of commitment. And if it doesn't matter about the skin suit, if you, male or female, who I'm reading for, and if you're a female watching you, this is probably the energy you're dealing with, what they're going through. Take it as it resonates. So the person that I'm reading for with the reversed Queen of Pentacles is a needy person. So the Queen of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles. She's the pre-empress, right? The pre-empress is stable, solid, committed. We build our own wealth. We are pre-empress. We create our own businesses. We are our own CEOs. You know, we manage a lot. And in the reverse, we're needy. We're dependent. We require attention, affection. We demand it, quite frankly. We demand it. We are we usually put leashes on multiple people's necks because we require, you know, sustenance from other individuals to sustain. And without that individual's attention, affection, financial stability, we don't get very far. So we need those people to sustain us. That's what this is saying. So this person, whoever this is recognizing, it could be, I feel like it's a lover, but whoever this is hooked this other person in to require all those things. And this person, your person, I believe it's your person, it could be you dealing with this individual, is recognizing this, and they're trying to unhook this due to the mind game manipulation regarding a false pregnancy or somebody else's pregnancy. Yeah, stalled communication again, finding the strength to leave, dealing with this on the back end. Tell me about this pregnancy. No marriage. This is an upright deck. Okay, I've flipped it twice too. And wishes unfulfilled. I'm going to flip it one more time. I feel like there's like rapid communication to your person or to you, depending on who I'm reading for, from this other person, this inverted Queen of Pentacles, to try to correct this thing, to come in and repair it. This person's trying to get your attention. They've been juggling you. They haven't spent any time in hermit. They haven't reviewed any of this. It's more of a manipulative energy. I think they've juggled you. There might have been a second person, a marriage or a possible committed relationship that you may or may not have known about. I want to keep going back to competitive. If you or your person, and again, take it as it resonates, I'm reading for a lot of folk, but if there's a relationship that this person or you have been in or a history of, I need to compete for validation I'm enough. Check that. Sit on that for a minute, because that's where I feel a lot of this is drawn from. And that might be a beginning place for us to unpack, right? Why do I need to go or enter relationships that I need to compete? Then I need to show my value or worth. If there's another person involved, why am I even entertaining that? Why do I need to do that? And if it's because I'm okay with an open relationship, that's another question that I should be probably evaluating, because that's not really a relationship, is it? Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. So tell me anything else you want to share with me about this energy. This person's going through it. If it's you, I'm sorry. This is a lot. You're going through a lot, and I am genuinely sad for you. But I think it's for a reason. I think this is a season. We just had a retrograde and a full moon and an eclipse with the seven planets aligning. If there was ever a time for personal change and growth, this is it. This is the time. This is the time where you go walking through your closet and stuffing all the bags with all the people that don't fit in your life anymore and evaluating who am I, what do I want, and where am I going? Because for the next 7 years, you're taking the shit with you. You're taking all this garbage with you. And whether or not you want to, it's kind of irrelevant because you're making your choices based on your actions and your decisions that you're making today. Ten of Swords. Passionate exercises as well as impulsivity and moving forward quickly with communication. That's what's happening with this energy. So I feel like this person's rushing in, or you are ending things, making decisions, or you ending it and them rushing in, or you're somebody's ending something. And I think it's because you ended it and putting a boundary up, somebody's rushing in. They have nostalgic feelings. They want to offer you this brand new beginning. It's a death. It could be a death rebirth card, but there is a lot of energy about reconciliation. The World card, ending cycles, beginning new ones. This is super important. Very similar to spring energy, the winter to spring, death, so birth can start. There cannot be a beginning without an ending, right? And the cycle must end so something new can begin. It doesn't mean the repetitive cycle. It can, I'm telling you, but in order for you to have a birth, you must have a death. My personal opinion on I love the World card because it means the recognition of a cycle the recognition of patterns of behavior. I cannot be sober unless I stop drinking. Well, in order to stop drinking, I must have had a tower. And then in order to have a tower, I had to recognize my life was chaotic and a mess, right? And the recognition of the mess is because I'm a self-centered person and I'm acting on impulse based on ego and fear, right? The epiphany occurs, and therefore through all the mess, thus the world. These are just situations coming out of anxiety. That was beautiful. It fell out and turned. I'm taking it in the reverse. The anxiety is being reduced. Somebody's recognizing this. And it's okay. It's finally, there's some light. It's kind of nice. Queen of Swords, having honest conversations without fear. Missing. I love this. Love this. The Three of Cups. The Three of Cups to me is the Three of Cups, right? The partying, the celebrations, the drinking, it could just be celebratory lifestyle, the friends, and they're kicking them over. I want to be very clear. In my channel, the celebratory lifestyle, this person's not just remorseful and sad, but they're also, loss, grief. They're walking away from what? From this lifestyle. They're walking away from this lifestyle, and they're choosing, although they don't see it yet, the possibility of the Two of Cups, right? The birth or the beginning of a relationship, a genuine relationship, the vulnerability, the humility, the honesty, the integrity of something different. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's something different. But it is a start. I'm going to go here, and it's moving forward right here. But it's that same cup that I had just a minute ago, that Ace of Cups. It starts with that Ace of Cups. And it was with that recovery card we had just a few minutes before. In the reverse, that person's recovering. So it could be the Two of Cups from the previous. Maybe this person got their crap together. I don't know. There's a lot of people here. But it is that King of Cups now in the upright with the Sun. And again, collective read, it could be months from now, it could be tomorrow, I'm not sure. And I do have Hangman on the bottom, somebody seeing it in a different perspective. With the Six, is that nope, Three of Pentacles, yeah. So somebody wants to collaborate, work together, at least work something out. And that's a good sign. They want to invest. Anything else for the collective? You want to have honest conversation, unpack some of this, like I said. I want to come forward. Hangman again, they see it in a different light. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, well, I'm going to see. They are going to come in with the truth. And the Knight, excuse me, I just have to get this for a second. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Three of Wands, Six of Swords in the reverse, Death Rebirth card in the reverse, the Empress in the reverse, Page of Cups in the reverse, Three of Cups in the reverse. They're going to tell you a story. Or this is the story that's coming in. Could be to you, or for you, or to your person. Lots of partying, and they're trying to recover from this. There was a lot of mistakes, a lot of lies, a lot of deceptive energy, back and forth relationships in and out with this person. I think they did or wanted to marry this person or had high hopes too. This is a very codependent connection. They felt financially, definitely financially responsible. There might have been kids involved with the Empress, also in the reverse. Not really sure they wanted to commit due to that. Three of Cups in the reverse. They are recovering, but there was a lot of overindulgence. But there wasn't a lot of love left in this relationship. It was kind of a dead relationship. There wasn't a lot of affection or intimacy. It was kind of stagnant, but it was an understanding. Now they want to come and talk to you about they want to get honest. They want to kind of get honest. They're not telling you the full truth. I'm telling you that right now. And they don't want to reconcile with the person from the past. But I do believe they do need to be somewhat honest with what happened. It's a start. It's a beginning. That's what's happening. I do feel like it's a beginning, and the fears that I have, I shouldn't say fears, the anxiety, that's more what this is, that I feel for this person, is the value you bring to them as a friend, as a lover, I don't know who this person is to you, but the fears of you losing this or them losing you carries more weight of them losing this mess, okay? So that's important for you to know. So they value you. They value your relationship, friendship, history, partnership. I don't know what this is to you. And they want to share that with you. That's it. I feel also there's a spiritual connection here on a 5D level, and it's important for you to know that this, if you're thinking that this is just a sexual connection, it's not. They might have sexual energy for you, which is fair. Look at you, you're cute. Of course you are. You know, look at, hello. But I don't believe that's what this is about. If that is what you want it to be, then that's fair. And I don't think this is your reading. This isn't about just sex. This is way beyond that. This is something spiritual. You're supposed to do something with this person, and they missed the boat because they got distracted. And I don't think that was by mistake. There's spiritual warfare happening, and this was a distraction on purpose, to just like derail them from their calling. And you were supposed to elevate, to sharpen your sword and elevate your skills. That's the vibe, the undercurrent that I'm picking up. I'm pulling some spiritual cards just to clarify. This says spiritual. The card says spiritual rebirth, and I have new contacts, so it's a little furry. So I'm sorry, I have to, a little fuzzy. I have to like hone in. So to validate what I just said and to clarify and confirm, spiritual rebirth, and my ears ringing. So that's like major confirmation. So this person's going through a spiritual rebirth, I believe, and the awakening is happening, but it's also becoming very uncomfortable in this person's life because I'm speaking in spiritual terms. Turn the channel if you don't like it, okay? The person's going through a rebirth. And if any of you ladies have been through any kind of labor, you know what I'm talking about. There isn't just like, I need to go to the hospital and have a baby. Oh, ooh, ow, painful, come home with a baby. It is freaking a nightmare. My child was 10 pounds. It's like, here's your ham. You know what I mean? So this rebirth this person has gone through has been a freaking nightmare. And so it has been about, I would say, no less than 6 weeks, maybe longer in duration. This person's had a lot of karma, has some demons they got to push off them, and they're fighting for their spiritual life. So that being said, they have a lot of demons they're fighting, and they're losing some battles and they're winning some. So pray for this guy or this person, this woman. I feel it's masculine. Thank you for the validation. And they're going through a rebirth, and their demons don't want to let them go. Calling it what it is. Towers are flying. They're flying. Excuse me. The awakening is happening. It's painful. They don't know really what's going on. They just know they're vacillating from abandonment and anger and sadness to humility. They have moments of humility and clarity, back to justification of victimization and petty, they're all over the map a little bit. So be patient with them. You don't have any contact with them, I don't believe. There's no contact. I also believe that this person is struggling with a little bit. They feel like they might be going a bit insane. They might also be going through withdrawal from their chemical of choice, or they might be struggling with overuse. Either take it as a resonance. Again, I'm reading for a lot of folks. So this is cosmic wisdom. They're asking and praying. I don't think they trust what they're hearing, but they're hopeful and they're prayerful because they are ready for a change. Lifestyle is really screaming out to me because they're ready for something different. They're hurting people they don't intend to hurt, and they're ready for something different. They're sick of the sickery. When you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, change will happen when change happens. So they're seeking out for wisdom, which is the whole point, right? You can get off. It's like you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Kind of vibe is like the realization that, you may get off. You can take the elevator down as far as you like, but you got to take the steps up. It's going to be a longer haul up the steps, and this person's walking the steps. I feel it's a he. I do. It's a heavy bird. It's very masculine. Even if it's a female, she's very she's gathering all her energy in a masculine. She's taking ownership. There's no negative connotation to that. It's just she's just trying to be her brute self, trying to get up the steps. This person's trying to find their true self. They're trying to unmask who they are and discern who the real human is underneath. True self. I love that. Their true authentic self. I understand that very, very well. Who am I really? What do I want? Who am I supposed to be? What are my gifts? Why am I here? These are big questions that a lot of us never even explore. We just wake and do. And so this person's taking a minute to unpack this and saying, who am I? What am I doing here? And these are big questions. Bottom of the deck. Breaking through boundaries. So in order to break through boundaries, they have to realize that they have some ceilings, some belief systems that they have to check, and they have to understand what they're going through and what their limits are, what their perceived limits have been. And so they have to check this. This is a lot. I don't know if everybody's going to have a pregnancy, but there are definitely some awakenings. And again, I feel like it's more of just a lie, but there is a handful of folks that are going to try to manipulate their person to evoke the cat and mouse. That was the vibe. So if I'm not getting attention from you and it's your turn to chase me, and I was really looking forward to you telling me how awesome I am and how much you love me and how much I'm important to you, and you didn't do that, I'm going to make you even more jealous. I'm going to, put out the rumor that I'm pregnant. That'll make me want you more, you know, like, oh, these slept, whatever. So that bitter, I feel in the tail, and this person even pulled back farther. And if it's not a rumor, even more so pulled back. So this person's heart got crushed. This person, so just remember, sometimes, and people think, oh, I'm supposed to be married to my twin flame, and we're so, you know, supposed to do that. That's sometimes true, but from what I found is that I'm a partner, and I've chosen my twin flame to elevate and be like a Sherpa to, and collectively befriend, and together we will work. Maybe we will end up in a connection, maybe not. We will get together, elevate, teach, move on. You know, we'll come together for a minute and move forward. I'm not sure. I don't think that this seems like a very volatile relationship between you and your person. That's what this seems like. So hopeful that there's an awakening in this person. I feel like there's been some time between you and them. You have a lot of love for this person. I feel like you've given this person some grace in the past. And I feel like you haven't, I feel like you put some deadlines on this thing. You may have something with birds, something, I keep going to ravenous, which is like a communication deadline. If I don't hear from this person by this time, that's kind of the vibe I get, is there's some tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. If I don't hear from this person, you're like, I'm done. I feel like you're releasing this person. They may send you a gift, a card, or an actual gift. They have nothing but regrets for you, or for sabotaging this relationship and playing games with you, so you might hear from them. This may be their awakening. You may have been the catalyst for this person to turn their life around. There is, I want to say, if this is the female who was doing the effery to get your attention, if I'm reading for a male, you may have been the catalyst for change, and they may actually seek some form of therapy, recovery, detox, whatever. That kind of is a vibe as well. But just know, you may not be the person who they end up with. Sorry. You might be, but you may not be. This person may be, you may be farther ahead than this person long term. I know, you know, I heard something amazing. I heard another friend of mine. I have a lot of great friends, very intelligent people. And it was in a setting, and it was in a conversation amongst a few, and it was just impressive, the conversation and it was just in passing, and it was just a statement just kind of hung there for a minute, and I was like, I am guilty of this. And it said, sometimes we hold on in the hopes that not only they will change, but they will change, or I could be the one to make them change. And I was immediately convicted, because I was like, that's me and my spouse. For so long, I wanted to be the one they changed for. And I was like, I hung on for far too long, not just because I wanted them to change, but I wanted them to change for me. Yeah. I was like, but I mean, like, don't we all, I'm like, then I had to unpack that. And I was like, God, how arrogant am I to think that I could be the one to make this person change for me? And oof, that hurt to actually evaluate that and say, I had to let that go, you know, a long time ago. But that's kind of got this vibe, is like, I want them to change for me. I can make them change. I'm important enough for them to change. Like, you know, I'm going to hang on for them to change for me. That's kind of get a little codependent here, but that's kind of the vibe, is I'm going to hang on. I'm going to keep holding. I've invested so much. So just be aware some of those vibes are going on too. I just work here. I just read the energy. I love you all. I'm not, you know, I'm just saying. I love you all. We're all in this together. If this is your channel and this is what you want more of, please give me a big thumbs up. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And this is something you want to follow. you want more of, please let me know. And please consider a very lovely comment, because other viewers listen and read and they comment back, and I love that healing effort on the back end. That's beautiful, beautiful energy that happens after the message has been delivered. If you want to join the school on Saturday, link is below. Want a personal reading? Link is below. Until next time, love and light. Take care.